Say something too before you start. Let's back it up a little bit and quit, don't try to prove how smart you are. Try to ask questions like you were about 15 years old. I don't mean act stupid, but I mean ask questions about like you don't have all the knowledge that you have, because that gives the teacher the opportunity to explain some things that you guys probably already know, but give them a chance to explain them. That way you can, come up with what you think are good questions for a high school kid. Okay.
Alright,
Everybody knows you're smart.
I have a bag of checks next here, and anybody want to buy them?
Let's buy 'em.
I think John's smile. How much money you give me for them?
Give me $1.
Give me $1?
Yeah.
Alright, well, I got a contract for you to sign, okay?
Okay.
Need you to sign this contract. And it simply says that, you're buying one bag of checks next, sale is final.
That sign here?
Yep.
Did you read it?
Yeah.
Is it on the up and up?
Huh?
Is it on the up and up?
It's a good deal. I'm gonna have to tell
Yeah.
That's $1.50 at Wendy's. Are you serious?
Yeah.
What's this crap?
About the bag.
No.
Hey, you signed the contract, that's what it says. Look at the small print, and it says the sale
What
of
small
checks mix
print?
bag is for the bag only, and the contents of the bag
It's so
will
small you
remain
can't even
in
read it.
my possession.
Need a magnifying glass, boss.
That's bull.
Page 3 of the contract, right? And so it's the same thing with mineral rights. And so we'll go into this PowerPoint. It's just a quick PowerPoint review of what we've already been over. Alright, so what are minerals? What consist of minerals that are mineral rights? Okay, so you got coal, oil, natural gas, gold, anything like that. Non-minerals is what you'd call like surface material. And that's like your dirt, your gravel, sand, anything of that nature would be on the surface pretty much. So, you own the minerals on your land. You can, but you could also not. Say you bought the land from somebody and you never really specified that guy could have the mineral rights separate to your land, and he could be owning all the minerals, but you own the property. So that's why, John, you gotta read your contracts, and it's always best to bring in an expert such as an attorney or somebody who's qualified on buying land, because they know the ins and outs of these contracts and can really tell you what's going on.
You can reserve the hunting rights too, after you sell it.
Or before you sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it after.
Thank you for that.
Alright, so I own the land, but John owns the minerals. So, can he come onto my land and take those minerals, mine those, say it's coal, mine the coal? Can he? Yeah.
How's he gonna get to it?
How's he gonna get to it?
Yeah.
Well, that's whatever
Is he
mining
digging under it?
whatever mining technique, back home we did like strip mining, so he's gonna come in with some big bulldozers and just push everything out of the way.
Don't you own the layer on top though? I mean,
I
you
do.
said you own the dirt
I
and the
do.
gravel,
I
right?
do. But,
So you better not be moving my dirt and gravel.
However, he has the rights to the minerals below, and by whatever means necessary to get it out of the ground, he can take. So,
Did you have to put the dirt back?
right. So that's kind of the same thing. I own the minerals, not the land. So, what should I do if I want say the coal underneath that piece of property? So number one, you want to obtain the proper permits. Okay.
What kind of permits?
Permits, state permits, and also through like EPA, you'll have to prove that you're not killing some animals' habitat, and that you're doing safe practices, not polluting the ground, and everything. And then you'll have local permits too. So you'll have to get all those in order. And then, you mine it, and then after that, you have to reclaim it. So, like reclaiming would be, you have to take it back to its original purpose for the land. I mean, it don't have to be exactly what it was before, but if it's, wide open expanse and it's kind of flat and level, and you reclaim it, you gotta reclaim it to that type environment. You can't just leave the shellings and everything and just a bunch of, crappy dirt out there. You have to kind of dress it up and, make it look nice and make it be usable after you're done mining it.
Does John have to pay you a finder's fee?
That part.
How long do you get to get it off there? I mean, could he just tie up my land for 20 years
Well-
while he's digging coal?
That's where it comes into play. If I own the mineral rights, I own them outright, and like just say for instance, I own the land and the mineral rights, and I sold the land. Okay, I can go on there for however long my permit stays. I'm valid to dig there as long as the permit stays. Now, say you own the land and mineral rights, and somebody comes in and buys your mineral rights from you for whatever reason. And, cause that's a lot of money. Say you have just a big, open field, and under that's a bunch of coal or natural gas or whatever, and you want that money, so you would lease that to a company that gets that. So, how that works is, they sign a lease, and in that lease, you write up an agreement time frame. So, in that time frame, they can come on the property and drill and test and everything else. And if they start mining, they can mine past that lease date. As long as they're in the ground mining and getting whatever minerals it may be, the lease does not apply per se. The date of the expiration date on that lease doesn't come into play. But if they're just out testing the land and just wanting to wait around, when that lease expires, it's done, and the rights revert back to you. So yeah, here's what reclaim means. We just talked about that. And also, what a lot of people do is, if they own the land, they may want to have a big pond, because when you're strip mining coal, you're gonna have a big pit. And also, the way regulations are, you have to, when you're mining and stuff, you have to have a pond. It's called a dust pond, and that way, when you're mining and stuff, all the dust, it'll drop that water, and it won't be filling the air with all that dust. So, what a lot of people do is, they'll just build a big old pond out there, put some fish in there, and have a big fishing pond, But it varies widely on who the person is and what they want, and you can do all kinds of stuff with it. So I've got the mineral rights. Do I have to pay the landowner royalties if I own the mineral rights outright and they just own the land? Anybody?
No.
No, okay. That is correct. You don't have to. Now, if it was a lease agreement, something like that, then yes, you're gonna. That's gonna be drawn up in your contract. You're gonna pay them royalties, and so you'll see about that. But if I just own the land, if I just own the mineral rights outright, I don't have to pay landowner or nothing. But it's customary that you would pay them something. So when dealing with mineral rights, find out who owns the minerals. Like if you're buying land, selling land, find out who owns the minerals so you don't get, in a predicament. Obtain the proper permits if you want to mine, and, also protect yourself from being taken advantage of. So, that brings us to our case study. This is on recycled paper, so there's no telling. There's no telling what it's got on the back of it.
Where do you get recycled paper at?
Well, I mean, I've already used it once.
That's what from John Oates.
John Words?